How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with some more Russian Duck. I do quite a bit of Russian Duck, but this was one of my more favorite series that they do, and that's their barrel-aged blend beer, and that is their part series. And this one is part 6. Russian Duck. Like I said, if you watch my reviews, you know I've done quite a few of their beers, from their hop forward offerings to their in-between offerings to their barrel-aged offerings, and everything in between. I'm a fan. Not too far away from me, great people, make great beers. And they have this series. This is their part series. Basically, it's not an anniversary series. They released this on their anniversary this year, but I believe it's come out multiple times. Actually, last year, I think it came out, like one came out, and then a couple months later, another one came out. Anyway, this is kind of like their barrel-aged blend series. They take a bunch of beers, a couple of their kind of bigger 750 style beers, which would be like their Dog's Bollocks and usually like their Dead Moreaus and a couple of their beers, and then blend them with other beers. They do a barley wine and I think another Belgian quad that they age in barrels. Let's blend it until they come up with something nice. That's not anything out of the ordinary. A lot of breweries do that. Kane does it. Firestone Walker with their anniversary series does it. A lot of people do it. But everyone I've had from them has been pretty freaking spot on. So I'm super excited to dive into this. Picked this up at their 5th anniversary. And been holding on to it. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months, and I kind of want something big tonight. So here we go. As far as what it says on our bottle itself, it says Barrel-Aged Blend Part 6. It says Russian Duck Brew Company is a small family-owned brewery in Orange County, New York. We're dedicated to brewing full-flavored and forward-thinking beer. They don't name what's on here, but I'm pretty sure I nailed it, and like off-the-head riff I did right there. So you're talking about a blending of beers. I don't know if there's a beginning of this, like the part 1 is in this. I don't know if they Solera method it. They might. I do not know. We're just going to give it a pour and see what she's got. Get this big fatty Novaria glass here, so we're not expecting a ton of light to come through this beer, but I'm going to tell you right now, I thought it was going to be a little bit darker. I think that wasn't a memory thing. I think that was just assumptions. I think this is about spot on color-wise, what it usually is. Yeah, I poured it super gentle, so you ended up with about a quarter pinky finger of a malted malt ball colored head that is pretty much dissipated at this point. And what you're left behind with is a soft, kind of nice English barley wine / a lot of powdered iced tea and water kind of look to it. You know what I mean? That soft brown where you can kind of glean a little bit of color on the edges of things. So she definitely is not super dark. She has that nice, that beautiful Belgian quad, old English barley wine kind of color to it that I really covet. So, off to a good start looks-wise. Let's see if we get a nose on her. That's the barrel, man. That's the barrel. And it's not so much the barrel. It does have to do with the barrel. You know, barrels matter. But I think it has to do with time. And what I'm talking about is that soft caramel, coconut, sugar daddy melange of flavors that end up being this kind of beautiful, again, sugar daddy, the raisinetty sugar daddiness of barreling that only barrels and age can kind of provide. You can get that raisinetty kind of caramel thing without the barrel. You can get it in J.W. Lee's, Thomas Hardy, beers like that. But you add that kind of extra level of this kind of slightly smoky, charry, kind of almost savoriness to it. That's where that kind of barrel comes in and just adds this extra dimension to the beer. Yeah, just this soft, smoky charriness, that kind of caramelly, sugar daddy thing working throughout. At the same time, you know there's a barrel involved, you know there's booze involved, but it's not overly hot. But at the same time, it's still a lot of beer in there. You're getting that kind of rich, decadent, now verging on that kind of Dayton figgy kind of thing going on. So there's a lot of different components going on in this beer. It's one of the rare occasions where you have a big, huge barrel-aged beer that actually has multiple things, multiple nuances going on at one time. That's just not singular. It's cohesive, it's rounded, at the same time complex. Usually a lot of these beers tend to be just 2x4s in the face. I'm not saying this is not going to be powerful stuff, but that nose is absolutely fantastic. Just going to dive right in. Cheers. That is one of the best barrel-aged beers. Period. I've always thought that. If you watch my reviews in the past of Rushing Duck and their part series, I have probably said much the same thing. And each time I go into it, I expect it to be like, okay, there it is again. There's that deliciousness that I expect. But every time I have it, the next year, and this is a different batch too, I go, oh wait, that's way better than I even remember it being. And that's a testament to not only the beers that they make, but the blending. Do you know what I mean? You can't fucking, what's the word I'm talking about? Discount how awesome it is for them to be able to blend a beer like this and to get to this level of deliciousness. It's sweet. It's, absolutely fantastically sweet. But it's a barley wine. It's a barley wine. That's what I'm going to call it. There's, in Stout in there. There's quad in there. There's barley wine. And there's a bunch of stuff going on in there. But the beers that are in there, you expect it to be sweet. You're not going to go in this beer and go, oh my god, that's super sweet. Well, what the fuck do you think? You know what I mean? It's like getting on a roller coaster and be like, wow, that went up and down really fast. I don't like it. And be like, well, then why the fuck did you get on a roller coaster to begin with? You know it's going to go up and down and go really fast. So it is sweet. But the level of sweetness, the different components to it are absolutely fucking mesmerizingly fucking beautiful. It's like a sugar daddy had a baby with a Whopper that was having a baby. Like, there's a bunch of, like, candied penises, I guess, at this point. Kind of just melaging in holes of different kind of candied penises. And there's Raisinets having sex with fucking Milk Duds. And there's sugar daddies kind of just going to town on fucking prunes and all kinds of deliciousness. There's that soft kind of barrel aging, which is kind of like a nondescript kind of floating in the middle of nowhere kind of barrel, whiskey-wise or booze-wise, because it tastes like different. It's not necessarily like, oh, that's bourbon. You're like, oh, no, it could be cognac. Be like, oh, no, either could even be like even a subtle like sweeter kind of port wine thing going on in there, a Calvados cask going on. You don't know, because with the blend of the barrels, what you end up is with this kind of a super Voltron-y kind of liqueur wrapped in a really kind of just chocolatey rubbed fucking sweet vanilla barrel, smoky sweet vanilla barrel, and a bunch of really good beer inside of it. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. This is fucking fantastic. I think it's delicious. I think this is up there with any... You put this up against, Firestone Walker Anniversary. You put this up with a lot of the beers that are similar to that. Your Cane Anniversary beers. Beers like that. And this beer absolutely holds its own. It's one of the better, if not one of the best barrel-aged beers. And by that I mean, there's adjuncty weirdness that is fucking fun. Sure, barrels are adjuncts if you really want to talk to it. But, I mean, outside of the core four, that's what you're getting in here. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a Belgian quad in there, so there might be Belgian candied sugar involved. But you know what I'm saying. There's no spices and chilies and chocolate and this and that. It's, hops, malt, yeast, you know what I mean? Barrels, water. Done. You know what I mean? And it's fucking fantastic. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is to me like a beer that I really hate doing this for review about, to be perfectly honest with you, because the more I review this beer and the more I gush about it, the more people are going to buy it. Not that I fucking influence the market heavily in one way or the other, but, you tell one person, that one person tells one person, and those two people tell four people, and so on and so forth. You end up, you end up not getting the beer that you want, But if that makes Russian Duck kind of blow up, then so be it, because they deserve it for making beers like this. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better barrel-aged beers that I've had as of late. Absolutely. Up there, if not number one. Value and availability. I think it was $16 for a 750. How about that shit? $16. Not only $16 for a 750, but $16 for a 750, and it's sat there. You could pick some up. Probably pick some up today, and they released it a month or so ago. Nope, just sitting there. Shelf turned it up for no one to drink. Absolute deliciousness. And then just leave you with, if you like, what will you like this? If you like good beer, that's all I'm gonna say. Because I mean, you could not like barrel-aged beers, not like malted beers, but you can't say this is not a good beer. And that's what it is. Absolutely fantastic, delicious, good beer. That if you're into barrel-aged beers, if you're into kind of that big, you know, kind of barley wine is life kind of thing, which is a good mantra to live by. You pick one up. Trade for it. Trade whatever you have for it because it's that worth it. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, Words and Stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying one of the best barrel-aged beers on the market right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.